Hi class, let's take a look at example 4. And example 4 looks a little bit messy. So let me actually start by getting the LCD of each of these parts. So the LCD for the first parentheses is going to be a 4. The LCD for the second one is going to be 15. And let me rewrite the fractions and actually put the LCD on each of these. So technically parentheses, this will be 3 minus 1/4 minus this is 1/3 plus 1/15. And then for the first fraction, we're going to be multiplying times 4 and times 4. Second fraction times 5 and times 5. So we're looking at this being, well, 12/4 minus 1/4, which is equal to 11/4 minus 5/15 plus 1/15. So this will be minus, and this is going to be 6/15. And let me just fix the 5. Okay, let me carry an extra step and then just drop the parentheses since we don't need them anymore. So we're looking at this being equivalent to, and let me fix this arrow. So this is 11/4 minus 6/15. And then we're going to have to get another LCD. So the LCD for all of these is going to be technically 4 times the values of 3 times 5. And that's going to be 60. Okay, a little bit of a messy one. Let me rewrite it and put the LCD on each of the fractions. So 11/4 minus 6/15. And we're going to multiply the first fraction by 15. And then the second fraction by the values of 4. So let me rewrite it. And we're looking at, well, this will be 11 times 15 over 60. And then minus 6 times 4 over 60. So this is going to be equivalent to, and let me carry out the multiplication on the side. This will be 15 times 11. So that would be a 5 and another 5. So we're looking at 165. So 165 over 60 minus 24 over 60, or 165 minus 24 over the values of 60. And let me carry the subtraction on the side. So 165 minus 24, this is going to be a 1. I'm looking at 141 as my final answer on the numerator. So we're looking at 141 divided by 60. Now at this point, I think it's divisible by 3. So let me check it. So I'm going to be dividing each part by 3. So 141 divided by 3. We're looking at 4. 4 times 3 is equal to 12. And the subtraction is going to be a 1. And 7 times 3 is 21 with a remainder of 0. So on the top, we can rewrite this one as 47 times 3. So 47 times 3. And then technically 20 times 3. And you can cancel the 3's. So we're looking at 47 over 20. Let me take a look, but I think we're good. Let me just double check. This one had several steps, and just a minor sign could change the whole thing. I'm also leaving it as an improper fraction since, well, the original problems are just giving us fractions. We're good on this one. Let's move on to the second problem, which is going to be for this video, problem 5. Okay, problem 5, it's also going to be a little bit messy, but we're just going to multiply the 12 to those two fractions. So this is going to be equivalent to 12 times 9 over 20 minus 12 times 4 over 15. And what I'm going to do next is start canceling common factors. So it is messy because the values are large. So let me put parentheses so we can see the cancellation. And then I'm going to start by rewriting the 12 as 2 times 6, and then technically times 9, and then 2 times 10 for the 20. For our other fraction, let me rewrite it as 3 times 4 for the 12, and then times 4. So let me put the parentheses. And this is going to be over 3 times 5. Okay, at this point, let me start canceling common factors. We can cancel the 6. We can cancel the 3. And then there's another cancellation. So we could express this as the 6 as 3 times 2 times 9 over 2 times 5. And we can cancel another 2. So we're left with, on the first fraction, 3 times 9 over 5 minus 4 times 4 over 5. And let me just take another look to make sure that no values were left behind. And let me double check. Okay, I was just checking it. I paused the video because I was just checking to make sure there was no errors. At this point, we're looking at, well, 27 over 5 minus 16 over 5. And this is going to be equivalent to, that's going to be a 1. I'm getting 11/5. That's actually it for this one. Careful on any similar problem because of the cancellation. By accident, you could have canceled an extra 2 or add 3 as a factor. But that's actually it for this one. Let's move on to problem 6. And what I'm going to do on problem 6 is I'm going to rewrite it as it stands in terms of a division. So this is going to be in what you have as a parentheses. I'm going to put it on the numerator since you technically have a fraction here. So this will be 5/9 plus 1/6 over the values of 2/3 minus 1/2. And basically we're just translating the fraction. Notice that the parentheses ends up in the denominator. And let me just add that extra set of parentheses so that it's clear. And then let's actually find the LCD of all your fractions. Now, if you were to find the LCD of all the fractions on a fraction that contains fractions and you multiply the top and the bottom, that's going to cancel all the little fractions. So in this case, when you look at the LCD for 9, 6, 3, and 2, it's going to end up being 18. So multiply times 18 on the top and times 18 on the bottom. But every value of the fraction gets multiplied by the 18th. And this is going to cancel the complex fraction. So let me rewrite the entire fraction. So in this case, we're looking at 5 9ths plus 1/6 over 2/3 minus 1/2, and then every one of these values gets multiplied by 18th. Now, careful on the next step, because notice what I'm doing here. I'm pairing up all the values that are going to be divisible among integers. And this is because we're multiplying by the LCD. So the LCD on a complex fraction, what it's going to do is, if you multiply top and bottom, it's going to cancel the fractions of the top and the bottom. So we're going to be left with the values of 5. And let me write in green. Actually, let me just rewrite what doesn't get canceled. So technically you'll have the 1 here, the 2, and the -1. And I'm going to write in green the divisions. So 18 divided by 9 is equal to 2. That will be times 2. 18 divided by 6 is equal to 3. So times 3. 18 divided by 3 is equal to 6. And 18 divided by 2 is equal to 9. So I'm writing in green the resulting division of the multiplication of the LCD to each of the fractions. So this process in one step cancels all the fractions. So you're going to be left with just the values of 10 plus 3 over the values of 12 minus 9. And let me just wait here a moment so that you see the cancellation. Once again, in green, I have the values that ended up dividing. So all the fractions that were on the top and bottom get reduced to a integer, which still needs to be multiplied times the numerator of each of those. So this one is going to simplify to, on the top, we get 13. And at the bottom, we just get 3. And that's actually it for our final answer. I'll put the rest of the problems on another video since we're running out of time.